welcome.
How are you, man?
I'm coming down. Nice to finally meet you. Yeah, how's it going?
Super.
Good, good.
I'm Tony Riddle, and I'm known as the Natural Lifestylist. Looking at the natural world and natural peoples of the world to find ways of living that are more in sync with our biology. And I took Rich through some biologically normal ways of running, or at least normal ways of running with an appropriate posture for running. So we were rewilding running in essence. And if you listen, it's silent, it's quiet, so I'm hardly making any impact.
Yeah, that is a lot harder than it looks.
That's it, you just... Oh! Okay, Rich.
No, man, I gotta work up to it, dude.
I would start on stuff like this and just really... So this is amazing, look, here.
Well, that I can do.
So try this. So you want running hands like this. Okay, so running is simply a series of single-legged hops. And we go from this hop to this hop to this hop to this hop. There's a rhythm and a cadence to running. So we run between 176 and 182 beats per minute. If you jog, jogging is more like this.
Yeah.
Which is like 163 beats per minute. You work with the forces, kinetics again, which are the external influences, and then you have kinematics, which are the shapes you make due to the forces. If you get the cadence right, it means you use the appropriate muscle and tendon action, which makes you super soft. So if you're on a really hard surface like this, who gives, you or the hard surface?
Well, we give.
We give, right? So that's the harder the surface, the better the discipline for us really, because it enables us to really tune into those actions, but only if we start to tune into the appropriate timings and the shapes. Otherwise, what ends up happening is those forces creep in, you apply too much muscle action, and the tendons don't understand their elastic role. So say 80% of runners give up through injury, knee injury, lower backs, necks, it's impact forces again. And it's just being able to deal with the forces that are there and how we dissipate them throughout the body. So we're going to work with, like this, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, switch, boom, 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 boom. Okay. So rather than me here, put this one down, I just pull this one up and the other one will just let it go. I'm not thinking about putting my feet down, I'm only thinking about pulling my feet up. Pull. Pull. Yes. Pull. Pull. Lovely. Okay. All right. I've got to wear Rich out.
I feel tightness right in here.
Yeah, so rather than driving your knee up, I want you to think about pulling your hamstring up. So hamstring's a huge pulling muscle. It's like a bicep. This is called a bicep femoris, right? So we're going to pull with it. Okay, let's work with this. So we're going to go ding, 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 pull.
Oh, dude, I'm not coordinated.
Okay, now we're going to try this. Hands down here. Really explosive hamstring. And only think, Rich, about pulling, nothing else. Just pulling your feet up. Yes. Right, this time you're going to have your hands up here. And I want you to do the same pulling drill, but not as high. Ding, 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 ding. But it's the same tempo. There we go. And you do the same thing, but let your body and your arms go. So you could be like this, heel striking, but when you get to here is the only time you can change support before getting to the next heel strike. So going back to your Tarahumara runner, they're literally going from this pose to this pose to this pose. All the rest of the stuff is where the injuries are.
Right.
So if you
The one thing I noticed with watching them run is how light on the feet they are, and it doesn't look like there's any exertion happening. And the cadence, the stride length is very narrow.
Yep. So if you think of it this way, if I need to go in that direction, how do I get there?
What do you mean?
Do I push myself over there, or do I just fall?
Right, allowing yourself.
So gravity. So gravity's there, boom, I fall, and then I just simply pull my feet from the floor, and I'm still falling. And all I'm doing is trying to catch support underneath me gradually.
Right.
So
but how do you square that with like making sure that you're upright and looking?
This is the key. So we think that we'd fall from here, right? But if I fall from here, it means I'm falling backwards. So what I do is I allow from my head to my hip, that's one strong body line. So like a really strong posture. And I'm almost leading from my, I say lead with a heart, let your feet follow. But if I allow my rib cage to lean this way, the lean is actually coming from the hip past the ball of the foot. So I'm falling now. And all I need to do is maintain this shape and just keep pulling my feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that is how similar that is to swimming and what people don't understand about swimming, which is that force is generated from here, pushing down and making the water work for you.
Yeah, and then you're
especially
really
in butterfly when you're trying to undulate. So you're generating all the power and the force from here to here and from here to here, not in your legs or your arms and your lats. It's like getting the water to work for you.
Yeah, and then the hand plays a role in just changing support. So you catch your weight in your hand, and then you're almost pulling your body weight over the top of your hand.
Yeah.
It's
Except
exactly
do that
the same.
again.
Yeah.
I can do the same thing with you in the
No,
water.
no, I'm sure you can, man. Definitely. Yeah, my swimming's like needs work.
But let me try that.
So just think super light. So don't think about falling, because the worst thing is to start thinking, right, I've got to fall from here because the whole shape will go. All you need to do is lift your chest, keep your head up, and just keep your feet underneath you. So again, pulling really softly. Then pull, and I'm falling. Pull, 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 pull. Want to go faster? I can get fish like that.
To really think about landing flat as opposed to on the ball.
So there's loads of information out there around barefoot running that people are being taught to run on the balls of their feet.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
That'll
just jack my
So when you walk, you have 3 rocking actions. You have a heel rocker, an ankle rocker, and then a forefoot rocker. So 3 actions. And there's 1 times your body weight when you're walking. So when we're standing now, it's 1 times weight in ground reaction forces. So when I run, there's 2 times my weight, and when I sprint, there's 3 times my weight. So nature's design is incredible. So we have like 1 rocker, 2 rocker, 3 rocker in walking. Running, 2 rocker, 3 rocker, and in sprinting, 3 rocker. So if you're sprinting, I want to be up. And I'm really falling, just the angle of fall is much greater. If I run on the balls of my feet and I'm going too slow, it's rather like this. I land here, then I put my heel down, then I come back up again. It doesn't make sense. So I want to land on 2 and go off on 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's like 2, 3, 2, 3, yeah? Every time there's a rocking action. And the key is not to even think about landing. Pull, and I'm falling. Pull, 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 pull. So just by getting those movement disciplines back in, it was like, wow, okay, there's a missing ingredient here. Boom. And then what's their foot shape? Okay, so then we can look at foot shape, posture. Posture comes from the environment. And then all the other categories that are in there with being a natural being. So there's a biological normal way of running, the same as there's a biological normal way of moving elsewhere, balancing, lifting, throwing, defending, jumping. And then you can start to put those applications everywhere. The biological normal way of sleeping, resting, eating, pooping, it's all there. And then there's the social and spiritual aspect of that too. Yeah. But all that came from running, really. It's incredible.
Wild, man. All right. Let's go hit the trail.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Let's do it. So what do we do, 6 or 7?
6.6.
6.6. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of rocks back there. It was crazy how you just danced over those barefoot. You didn't cut your feet at all.
No, feet are looking...
Didn't seem to impact you.
They're looking great.
I would think there'd be super calluses, but it's not callus.
They're like jelly pads almost. Again, I'm not trying to land on anything. I'm always thinking I've got to get off things. So entering it in that playful state. So instead of, oh, there's a boulder, I want to go over the boulder, but pull over the boulder.
The boulders I get, like I can wrap my head around that, but it's the little rocks, like all the little sharp little rocks that you're...
Yeah, and on some of those downhills we were hacking it, right?
I know, the guy's like on his descents, he's like...
I think like a big tractor wheel. And I have one foot at the top of the tractor wheel and one foot at the bottom, and I've got to keep exchanging them as quickly as I can. And then my role is just to keep the appropriate posture above it.
That you're planning on running from, correct me if I'm wrong, from the south of England to the north of England, something like 31 consecutive marathons?
It's 30 miles a day.
30 miles a day.
For 30 consecutive days.
For 30
so
days.
from Land's End, the southern tip, to the northern tip, which is John O'Groats.
John O'Groats, right.
And I'm basically
barefoot.
and interviewing sustainability experts along the road. So they come and meet me each day, and we do a little bit of the run together, and then we get behind the mics, and then I continue on my run. And
can people come out and join you?
Absolutely. So there'll be a route up, and anyone can join the run, and then we run and we pick up litter along the route, which would be rather nice.
If somebody wants to learn more about that adventure and you in general, where do they go?
My Instagram @thenatural-lifestylist, or my website tonyriddle.com. There's the sale.
Let's go do a podcast.
Yeah. Did it lead up to my expectation? Of course it did. I've had an amazing time. It's great.
You have to say that.
It's great having the run as well.
We've had like an entire day experience.